Welcome on, Mike. This is your host, Micah Cannon, and today I'm going to be talking about talking to you about the Atlanta Hawks. Now, first, let me just address some stuff. I didn't post a video last week because that was Thanksgiving break and all that. I wanted to take a little break, basically relax for a little bit, but I'm back now. As you guys may or may not know, the Atlanta Hawks made a lot of big moves. So anyways, let's get right into the video. But first, make sure to like and subscribe. All that's going to be up here. All the Instagrams, all the like and subscribe message. If you've been here since day one, you probably know the drill by now. But anyways, let's get right into the video. Now, as you know, the Atlanta Hawks are my favorite team. I actually live in Atlanta, so fun fact about that. They made a lot of really good moves that could boost them into not only playoff contention, but finals contention. Yes, that may be a little bit of a push. Yes, I could be very, very biased, but let me explain right here, okay? Let me explain. Atlanta, let's just start with the lineup shifts in the starting lineup. Of course, we got a trade for Clint Capella, which we didn't really have to trade a lot for. It seemed like Houston was really willing to give him away, which was a bad move by them. But at the end of the day, we don't care. We got ourselves a very reliable big man. Our starting five, I hear it's going to be Trae Young, Bogdanovich, a guy that we got in free agency. I think we overpaid him a tad bit, $72 million over 4 years. That's a bit overpaid for somebody who only averages like 15 points a game and is probably going to play a role in the starting lineup, the role of a shooter, not the role of a primary scorer. So I really thought that was a bit of an overpay. However, he's still a really good player, and I'm glad he's on our team. The next guy, I believe Cam Reddish is going to start at small forward this year. He is definitely... He definitely got bigger. People have said he's gotten bigger. He worked out with Stephen Curry a couple of days ago. Steph Curry was quoted saying he has all of the necessary things he needs to be a superstar. They have him measured at about 6'9". He weighs a bit more now. I think that he's on par for a really, really good breakout season. Of course, marring injury, and of course, marring if he can stay out of trouble. Because who knows, that rapid growth could be related to something we call drugs, and that's not really good. However, I hope that he just grew. He's still growing. I really, really hope that Cam Reddish has the big year that a lot of people are expecting him to have coming into next year. Then we have, of course, John Collins. He's been in Atlanta since the rebuild started in day one. He was drafted before Trae Young in the previous draft. John Collins is one of the best players on the team, and I think he has every talent he needs to be an all-star. He can rebound the ball at an elite level. He can score the ball very, very well. He averaged 21 and 10 last year, so him and Trae, they're going to do their thing. Clint Capella being added into the mix, his job is not going to be to primarily score. His job is going to get rebounds. That's what his job is going to be. Get rebounds, score some very hard-earned buckets. I think that Clint Capella is that center we needed. That center who's really skilled, can run the floor, can pass the ball. He can do everything you want from a serviceable center. And that's what we love about him. I think that's why the Hawks traded for him, because he can do almost everything at the center position. Pretty decent passer. He can rebound with the best of them. He can still score those hard-earned points. He's really good. He'll be a great lob option for Trae, and I really like his contract. Not too cheap, but not too expensive either. That's how we like it, quick and clean. Now for the bench. The bench was a very, very different yet very good story, because we got some starting caliber players coming off the bench, and anytime your bench looks like a mid-caliber starting five, you know that you will probably be a very, very good NBA team. The Hawks went full NBA 2K rebuild mode. They made the same moves that I would have probably made in rebuild mode at NBA 2K21. However, they went in, and of course they first got the most notable guy, Danilo Gallinari. Now, Gallinari, he had a pretty quiet year last year. However, he was with Chris Paul. He was there in Oklahoma City. And, of course, previously, I believe he was with the LA Clippers until he got traded to OKC for Paul George. He got traded. He was part of that Paul George trade package, basically. He is coming off the bench, and I really, really like that. He can easily average 15 points a game on starting minutes. On the bench, I think he's going to average 13, maybe 12, maybe 10. We just need some double-digit point production coming off the bench, and I really, really think that's going to help us going forward. When you have a very great team, one thing you need is depth. A team without depth is not going to be a great team at all. You look at the previous finals teams, they've all had really, really good benches other than the Cavaliers because LeBron absolutely carried that team. But you look at a lot of finals teams, they always have a good scorer, a great player, a great playmaker, somebody really good to come off the bench. I feel like the Hawks got that, and that's why, another reason why they might not just be in playoff contention, they may be in finals contention. Who knows? The second guy that I really liked, the second most notable, the guy who just missed the All-NBA defensive team mark, Chris Dunn. Chris Dunn averaged 2 steals a game last year, playing starter minutes, and while he can't score, his defense has always been really, really elite. He's been in the NBA for years and has constantly averaged well over 1 steal a game all of those years he's been into the NBA. He's not the superstar that many people predicted. However, I believe that he can still fit on a team, especially on a championship team. Of course, him and Trey got in a scuffle last year. Now, that's all sorted out. They're teammates now, and usually that's a bond. They are going to challenge each other. They're going to make each other better. I believe Chris Dunn's going to be that defensive guy that may have to start some games because, Bogdanovich is not the best defender in the world, so who knows? He may have to start some games. However, I really think he's going to be a great threat off the bench, a great guy we can put on maybe the best perimeter threat on a team because Trae Young can't guard anybody, but we can put him on easily a Stephen Curry. He can lock up some of the best. Well, I wouldn't say lock up, but he can give challenge. He can make them work. He can give them the best defense that maybe they've ever seen. While Trae Young, his defensive grade was like an F last year. For you to have some reference, Steph Curry's was a C. And we all know the amount of defense Steph Curry plays, which is absolutely none in case you didn't. So if Steph Curry has a C and Trae Young has an F, yes, his defense must be very atrocious. Because Steph Curry's defense is very atrocious. So, that's how bad of a defender that Trae Young is. So getting a guy that can come off the bench or possibly even start that can play very good defense, that's a big plus for us. That's a thumbs up in my book. I really think that was a great guy to go and get in free agency. Another guy we got is Rajon Rondo. Rondo is going to be a player coach, okay? Rondo's going to play a little bit, but he's not going to get starter minutes. And I think he'll play 12 to 13 minutes a game. His primary job is going to be teaching, basically. He's going to teach Trae how to become a winner. Trae's already got he's already has the points. He already has the assists. He already has the flashy stats. That's one thing. But winning is a whole nother. Not every point guard. Like, you've never seen a point guard average, 40 points a game and be literally the offense of the team. Because Trae Young last year averaged 30 a game, but he was the team's only offense for majority of the games. So he's going to teach Trae Young how to dish the ball off, when to take that final shot, how to manage himself, I guess, in game-winning situations. Those situations that could be the difference between a win and a loss. His job, Rajon Rondo's job, is going to be to teach Trae Young how to become a winner. And preferably, I think he's going to teach the team how to become winners. He's going to be a really great player. I think it was a good snatch of free agency. Got him for fairly cheap. Got him off the Lakers, so you already know he has that championship DNA in him. He knows what it takes to win. So he's going to teach that entire Hawks squad what to do, when to do in certain moments. And that's what I like about that. I feel like that there's one I'm missing. I know Jeff Teague was traded, and I can't say I really like that, but at the end of the day, we had a lot of guards. So, yeah, what can you really say about it? We had a ton of point guards. You got Chris Dunn, Trae Young, Jeff Teague, a good one coming back on like a minimum deal, maybe like $1.17 million, something like that, $1 million. You have a lot of great players. There was one guy that needed to go, Jeff Teague. Not as great as he used to be in his prime. He's also off the bench, and he's also getting pretty old, so it was good to trade him, or not trade him, let him go on free agency. That's what I really like. The Hawks offseason, it looks really good. I will probably be at a couple games next year just because, I want to watch the new team. I want to see how the team goes, and I haven't been to the new and renovated stadium yet, so, yeah, that's 2 experiences in one, so I say that would be a win-win for me. I really want to go in that new stadium, and I really want to see how the team is looking. Another move that they made, they hired Nate McMillan, I believe that's his name, as their assistant coach, and he was the head coach of the Indiana Pacers. And in case you didn't know, the Indiana Pacers are really known for hard, gritty, and winning basketball. If he can turn the Hawks into somewhat of that, maybe a harder, a little more grittier team, because they're not a very gritty team. They're not full of those players. The only player that's specifically gritty on that team is probably Chris Dunn. So I really believe that this guy, as the assistant coach, can really bring what we need to win basketball games. He can bring winning basketball, while our head coach Lloyd Pierce can bring flashy basketball. He can bring all the dribbles, the Trae Young scoring 40 points. He can bring all of that, but at the end of the day, the thing that separates you from your wins and your losses is the amount of grit you have. Will you give up when the moments get tough? And if you do, you're going to lose. If you don't, you're going to win. Just ask the Miami Heat. The times got tough and they didn't quit. They had their leader. The Hawks, they're going to have to find that leader, that guy that's going to lead the team. And whether that be Trae Young, John Collins, or even Chris Dunn, is going to have to be somebody who plays game-winning basketball. That's all I have for this episode today. Make sure to like and subscribe. But if you want me to do another video about your team, put it in the comment section. Let me know on Instagram. Again, all that's going to be up here. So just follow me on either my podcast or, on the other hand, my personal Instagram. I'll check both of those. Doesn't matter. But anyways, I would like to really, really thank you for watching this video. I will catch you next episode.